Flower seeds can be sometimes tricky to start. They all require something a little bit different, but once you know what the recipe is to make it break dormancy, you are going to be flying. You won't be afraid of any flower seed. So today, we're going to be talking about how to produce your own seedling. So when it comes to flowers, you're always thinking about that. What does this little light need? Does it need warm and light? Does it need dark and light? Does it need cool and dark? Or does it need cool with light to sprout? And the best place to figure out all of this truly, literally is your seed catalogs. I mean, you can go online to seed databases and things like that, but this is Johnny's seed catalog, and it is fantastic. It'll have all of the germination requirements in it, and it will tell you, okay, this will typically at these temperatures, under these conditions, it will take 8 days to sprout or 14 days to sprout. And that's really going to help when you go to plan your seeding schedule or your seeding, because you're going to look at the packet and you're going to say, oh, it says to start seed 6 weeks before I plant outside. And so this will give you all of the germination data that you need. And most of them do. I just love that. So follow those and you will definitely succeed. When it comes to choosing the flowers that you want to grow as a cut flower, let me just point back to Johnny. All of their flowers in the Johnny's cut flower, in the Johnny's seed catalog. And let me see their website here, you guys. I want to tell you their website. It is, well, it should be just right here. No, just one S. JohnnySeeds.com. JohnnySeeds.com. The back of their catalog, all of their flowers are good cut flowers. So voila. You instantly have a cut flower list and you do not have to overthink this. Okay, extra considerations is when you're going to move your plugs out into the field, we are thinking about soil temperature. Even when you are going to direct seed, there are things that you can do to kind of manipulate that process. So for instance, if you are going to cut the plastic, like say you have to replace the plastic on your hoop house, keep that plastic. Because if you leave that plastic out with sandbags on it, you can actually solarize your soil and heat it up a lot sooner, because the soil temperature has a lot to do with how vigorously your plant is actually going to grow. I mean, it just needs to be a certain temperature. So for me, in the fall, I would lay down raised beds in the fall for spring planting, and they would be covered with black plastic. And that was really nice because that field was sitting there waiting for me, heating up. The sun was hitting it. They were raised beds. I loved that. So think about how you can manipulate the heat of the soil. You could probably even lay black plastic and get that soil to heat up, take it off, plant, cover with frost protection, and those plants are going to just hit the ground and thrive. So if you do things like that, that's going to be great. And our final consideration here, we are starting the seeds. We know what they need to germinate. We know how many days it's going to take for them to sprout up. And then we're thinking about the cell size that we chose to grow that seed into. I've shared with you before how I do 200s. You can do 128 and all of that. But just know that the size of the plug that you choose to grow it in will determine how long it takes to make a plug. Okay, a tiny little seedling with a root wad. Okay, if I use a 200, that's a smaller cell, it's going to produce something a lot faster than maybe a 50. Okay, and that will affect your timing for that to hit the field.